Is AI a danger to publishing? I mean, maybe. AI is the big technological advancement right now. It is everywhere, affecting almost every single industry. It is threatening people's jobs. It is stealing people's art and creative outlets. And in theory, the idea of an artificial intelligence taking our jobs could be a good thing if we lived in an economic model that allowed us to have AI do our menial jobs and our housework for us while we just got to live our lives and exist in peace. But we don't even have anything as simple as universal basic income, so that can't happen. But it is. It's becoming more and more of a reality that AI is stealing from us. AI art has been a threat to artists from the moment it started rolling out. And now the people creating AI software have their sights set on publishing, on literature, and of course on all of the jobs in this industry. Writing, editing, proofreading, bookbinding, cover designing, and more jobs besides. Is this really a threat, and why exactly am I talking about it now? To start with, it's pretty obvious how AI affects the world of writing and publishing, because the first big AI program to hit the public eye and be talked about and be used on a daily basis was probably ChatGPT, an AI writing and editing software. In fact, I have been approached by a company called EditGPT to do sponsored videos, and I have just kept deleting their emails over and over. Then there's the fact that the organizers behind NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month, seemingly greenlit the use of AI in writing. And as this Wired headline says, all hell broke loose. The organizers responded to the backlash by saying that condemning the use of AI is both classist and ableist. And so the argument continued. It is still continuing. But here's the really big news, the reason that I'm making this video. On November 25th, publishing news outlet The Bookseller published this article. New publisher Spines aims to disrupt the industry by using AI to publish 8,000 books in 2025 alone. The article was written by Matilda Battersby. We're gonna go through it, and I have to admit, so much of this article made me feel frightened, but more so, made me feel sick and angry. First of all, I just want to highlight this word, disrupt. This word gets used a lot, and it's used by a particular type of person within a particular type of space. Historically, the word disrupt, at least for me, evokes elements of punk. Disrupting the mainstream, disrupting capitalism, disrupting monarchy or patriarchy, something grassroots, something important and just. But these days, when we hear people use the word disrupt, it often comes from a hyper-masculine space. Tech bros who think that they're doing something edgy and cool. Middle-class patriarchal men who worship other middle-class patriarchal men who think they're somehow disrupting an industry or a social climate by creating a software that diminishes creativity and steals people's jobs. It's laughable and really, really sad. Anytime you hear the word disrupt now, take it as a red flag. To sum up what's going on, let's read the first paragraph of this article. A new publisher has claimed it aims to disrupt the books industry by publishing 8,000 books in 2025 alone using artificial intelligence, AI. Spines, founded in 2021 but which published its first titles this year, is a startup technology business which, for a fee, is offering the use of AI to proofread, produce, publish, and distribute books. The company charges up to $5,000 a book, but it can take just 3 weeks to go from a manuscript to a published title. The article goes on to mention Microsoft as well. Spines isn't the only tech firm trying to make its mark on publishing. Last week, tech giant Microsoft launched its own imprint. Okay, I don't know if this is 8080 books, 8080 books, or 8080 books. Whatever the case, it's a terrible, terrible name, but that's kind of Microsoft's MO at this point. In order to accelerate it, telling The Guardian that technology has quickened the pace of almost every industry except publishing, while ByteDance, the company behind the video sharing platform TikTok, also announced that it will start selling print books in bookshops from early next year, published under its own imprint, Eighth Note Press. So we've got big tech companies edging their way into publishing. If that's all we knew, it wouldn't seem that bad, but because AI is a part of it, it's terrifying. As the article goes on to say, we already know what traditional publishing houses are thinking about doing or are doing with relation to AI. For example, HarperCollins US is asking some of its non-fiction authors for permission to license their books to Microsoft to train its large language models, LLMs. Following on from a slew of university presses, including Sage, Taylor & Francis, and Wiley, who have already made deals offering tech firms their backlists to train chatbots and other AI tools. In early November, the bookseller reported that Simon & Schuster-owned Dutch publisher Veen Bosch & Cunning was trialing the use of AI to translate a limited number of its titles into English. When we talk about published writing being used to train AI and chatbots, that information is quite simply being stolen. AI cannot create or produce anything original. Anytime you see AI art, that art is a bastardized Frankenstein's monster created by an algorithm that chews up real art and spits out some monstrous thing of its own. Many people, myself included, recently left Twitter when we found out that our tweets will be stolen and used to train AI. AI steals art and AI steals jobs. And now we have this tech bro publisher, Spines. Literary translators are talking a lot at the moment about the fact that AI is a threat to the work of translators. And as I've already said, along with translators, we have cover designers, editors, proofreaders. So many jobs done by so many incredible creatives are at risk. Like Microsoft's 80/80 books, Spines has a focus on speed. Niv claimed the platform can reduce the time it takes to publish a book from 6 to 18 months to 2 to 3 weeks. He claimed authors are willing to pay tens of thousands on publishing services for self-published books, but Spines costs $1,200 to $5,000 to automate proofreading, cover design, metadata optimization, and limited translation services, starting with Spanish. When challenged over the potential negative impact automated AI processes might have on the livelihoods of proofreaders, book designers, translators, editors, and other professionals in the book trade, he said, "We are not here to replace human creativity. Yes, you are. We focus on books that are written by humans who are looking for the most efficient and up-to-date way to get their manuscript published and distributed worldwide. But of course, there is nothing stopping the people who submit their books to this publisher writing their books entirely using something like ChatGPT, an AI-written book published using AI software. This will happen. It'll happen a lot. The books will be absolutely terrible. They'll be derivative. They might well be plagiarized because AI is a plagiarism software. And if you wrote a novel using ChatGPT and you submitted it to an independent press, to a traditional publishing house, or even self-published it, you would be caught out, you would be criticized, you would be laughed at. But if you write a novel using ChatGPT and submit it to Spines, who's there to hold you accountable? Who's there to check whether or not your novel was created using plagiarism software? It will be effortless and obvious for someone to tell ChatGPT to write a 500-page fantasy novel, for them to then not read it at all, not even know what it's about, and just submit it to Spines, hand them $5,000, and for Spines to then use AI to generate a cover, proofread and edit the whole thing, bind it and publish it. That person has done nothing creative. They've put in no work whatsoever. They just happen to have $5,000 and access to the internet, and away they went. AI is plagiarism. AI is not art. AI steals creativity, diminishes human creativity as well, and it steals jobs, while also financially benefiting from the people who give them money. And it gets even worse. Next on Spine's distribution hit list is audio that can clone the voices of authors, as Niv explained. Our platform can also create an audiobook version using synthetic voice. Soon, we will add a feature that clones the author's own voice. That's not released yet, we're still working on it. Oh boy, I can't wait for actual human voices to be cloned and stolen and reproduced for someone else's financial gain without them having to lift a finger. What a wonderful world we live in. So AI is probably here to stay, and it will continue devouring itself until there is nothing left. If AI keeps stealing from AI, you can picture a kind of rotten Ouroboros eating itself, with nothing of substance, creativity, or meaning in its belly. But the big question, is this actually a threat to traditional publishing, to authors, and to the work of editors, proofreaders, cover designers, etc.? I don't know. I genuinely have no idea. I just know that I feel sick and frightened. This is how the article ends. The question is whether the spine-style approach will have a knock-on effect in traditional publishing. Editing consultant Anne Hervé told the bookseller, AI is a total hot-button topic. Everything is being related back to it right now. At most of the big publishers over, say, the last 20 years or so, all the various internal roles and responsibilities within the different departments have expanded hugely. And so our workloads have hugely expanded too. I think for most of us, we are looking to see how we can take some of that pressure off and offload some of the less skilled work, as it were, onto AI. Populating metadata, for example, which is vital but time-consuming, could potentially be streamlined, freeing us up for more creative work. We want AI to do the washing up for us, not paint the Sistine Chapel. We need humans and human skills for nuance. And there's a huge amount that goes into the developmental editing process that simply can't be replicated with AI. And I don't think you'd want to anyway, as you risk losing some of the magic. I honestly think all of that is downplayed and not loud enough. As I said at the beginning, the idea of AI taking our menial jobs, of robots doing the dishes for us, it's all great on paper. But the very first thing that we ever talked about AI doing when this became the big, as she said, hot button topic, was the fact that AI is stealing art. That's the first thing it did. It steals our writing, it steals our visual art, it's coming for our voices, it is threatening human creativity. On the one hand, I'm not afraid of any of this because human creativity is all that matters. There is no point in having AI create art, because art is a conversation between humans. Art is about one person or many people expressing something, coming up with ideas, being inspired by other creatives, expressing themselves through music, through visual arts, through writing. I don't need to tell you what art is, but it is worth remembering that art only matters because it's made by people. Art is not art if it isn't made by a human being, because art is a form of expression and conversation. And so when we look at it from that angle, AI art isn't a threat because it isn't art. AI publishing isn't a threat because these books are not real books. But that is a very narrow perspective. That is only one piece of the entire picture, because publishing is also a business. Publishers hire different creatives to do different roles. And if AI steals the roles of translators, cover designers, editors, proofreaders, etc., as well as audiobook narrators, so many of us are f***ed. I have narrated an audiobook. I freelance edit people's novels. I write my own books. I am a published author and poet. I'm also a blogger, and the blogging software I use has AI built into it and is constantly saying, hey, do you want to have your writing edited or proofread by AI? Do you want to use AI to enhance your writing? No, never. I've never touched those god-awful tools, but over and over, they are there. I'm also a YouTuber, and AI is in this space too. I have like 10 jobs, and every single one of them is at risk from AI. But the positive way that I keep thinking is that surely people know that all of this is meaningless. How could any single person prefer something created by AI over something created by a person? Why would anyone go to an AI editor or proofreader? Well, I guess we're about to find out, because Spines is taking off. In 2025, how many novels will we read about and laugh about that were written using ChatGPT and published by an AI publishing program like Spines? I have no idea. It's going to be an interesting moment. And is Spines a threat to traditional publishing? I'd like to say no. I'd like to say that anyone who has written a book, a story, some poetry, whatever it might be, is going to self-publish, is going to turn to independent publishers or large traditional publishing houses. Creatives will turn to creatives to help them make their work. Actual creative people turn to other creative people to create things together and admire each other's creative works. We are community. We are pack animals. Artists enjoy artists. We appreciate art. A writer will want a human proofreader, a human editor, a human cover designer. And so surely the only people who are going to turn to Spines are the people who already used AI to create their work for them. I'd like to think that no one else is going to use it, but I know that's not true. So I guess all we can do is wait to see what happens. But I am scared. I want to be optimistic, but we're already seeing what AI is doing to industries, to creativity. It's a really scary time. But as a believer in art and community, I'd like to think that we will continue to push back against it. That human-made art and the creative spirit will always win out. Maybe I'm an idiot. I guess we'll see. If you enjoyed this, you can follow this link to become a patron. I would really, really appreciate your support because artists and creators deserve to be supported. And subscribe for books. Real books made by real people.